We are going to Dallas, and we're talking about Antifa. Reading here from The Intercept. Alleged Antifa cell member says he was accidentally released from jail. For 5 months, Daniel Sanchez Estrada was the prisoner of a government that has branded him an Antifa cell operative. He was accused of moving a box of Anarchist zines from one suburb of Dallas to another after a protest against ICE. On the day before Thanksgiving, he was released without warning or explanation. He walked out to a jail parking lot, relishing the fresh air and watching over his shoulder. During the week that followed, Sanchez Estrada savored his time with family members and worried that his release might have been on accident. Apparently, he was right. On Thursday, Sanchez Estrada turned himself in to await trial that could be months away. God, that sucks to be like, fuck. Damn it, these fucking morons are going to make me turn myself in because if I don't, they're going to fucking probably drone bomb me and label me a prison escape artist.
And it's like off of Antifa.
Off of Antifa, off of already dumb shit.
Oh, did you see I think it was like that, some chief strategist of the FBI was getting grilled by...
the hearing.
Yeah. I mean, all
that was hilarious.
But sure, these things, they always feel like for show.
He was like, Antifa is the #1 domestic terror threat we have in America. By and far away, they were a dangerous organization, and we are on top of them. And the guy was like, where are they headquartered at? He was like...
Okay. It's more like a metaphorical home, like mentally. Like, Antifa is in all of us. It's, it's kind of like Atlantis.
Yeah.
That's where they're headquartered in Atlantis. That's what I'm actually going to stick with. So... we're on the search for Atlantis to find.
And we're close. We got this man, Estrada Sanchez. He's got a green card.
I think they're underwater.
He takes really long showers, makes us think that he's using the powers of Neptune for evil.
So far, we got Little Mermaid.
How we keep talking about the fall of grace of the FBI. Used to be a respectable organization going toe-to-toe with the civil rights movement. But now, look at this shit. They are unsuccessfully convincing America of this threat of Antifa.
Well, I think
no one believes in Antifa. Yeah. They're arresting this guy, and then they just release him on accident. They're supposed to be terrorists. You're releasing terrorists on accident.
Yeah, which is funny. It's like everybody's getting on this guy. It's like, what the fuck's going on there? Where they're just like releasing people on accident. Who else have you released?
Yeah.
Trump being like, they're releasing the criminals. Nigga, yo people, y'all releasing literally like your own people you're labeling criminals. But two, it's like, this is like one. That's what makes the Republic, like these guys getting power over institutions so dangerous. Is like we knew it would be this. Is that they make up enemies in their mind. They're delusional. They like shadow boxing niggas in their mind, and they acting like they're like the tweakers on the subway who are like fighting somebody in their mind, but they actually fight a person in real life. Like they're like it physically affects people in reality. Like they made up enemies in their minds, and then they mask that enemy onto you, and it gives them the justification to treat you however you want. It's like mass hypnosis.
Yeah, I think it's a measurement. It's a good like litmus test of how dumb America has gotten. Is like the quality of the lies that we are being served. Because I remember when I was a little kid, and me and Ashton both grew up in Texas, so we know what the politics were like back then. And I remember as a little kid when the media started saying that Iraq did 9/11, and as a little kid, I was like, no, that was Al-Qaeda. They were a group of terrorists in Afghanistan. They didn't. And that was then. That was extremely stupid. That ended up killing 1 million people. Insane. But at least Iraq and Al-Qaeda both existed in the first place. And the connection they made was false. Now they're creating shit out of thin air. Not only we got Antifa, we also got, I don't know if you've seen this Cartel del Sol. So this is the Venezuelan cartel that, again, is not real. It is real in that within Venezuela, like they call when they refer to Cartel del Sol, they are referring to like basically the corruption within their own military. And a lot of military people wear like this certain insignia that has like a sun on it, sol in Spanish. And so they say internally, like kind of sarcastically, they call them a cartel del Sol. So that's like them being like funny, you know? And the U.S. government like took that and just fucking ran with it as if it is a real cartel, which it is not.
But to get this is like, man, I always like movie villain shit, where like movie villain levels of propaganda, where it's like, well, we can just make up whatever lie. They're gonna eat up whatever stupid ass lie we want. Yeah. We want their oil. The truth is, we want their oil.
Like these fisher boats we're supposed to believe that they were attempting to paddle their way into America from the Caribbean.
That's the drug. That's how they're doing
in little fish boats.
Yeah. Insane. Actually insane. But no.
Tren de Aragua. Again, Tren de Aragua exists in the U.S. Tren de Aragua is a prison gang in Venezuela. Do you know how many Venezuelan prisons are in America? Zero. It's all the quality of lie has gotten so bad and so insane that it's like it's hardly an attempt at all.
No, it's not. But it's also like just blatantly lying to our face, to where the population is smart enough to where it's like, you're lying. No one believes. Even Republicans, partly some of them.
They're splitting because of the Jeffrey Epstein lie. And so there was another obvious lie that's the one that's actually starting to catch up with him. Then they're picking up. You see Tucker Carlson going to Qatar and talking to Palestinians in Gaza. Like, okay, real things are happening in MAGA because I guess
MAGA,
one lie too many with the Epstein.
The cracks are like barely, but that's like part of this is like the Venezuela shit is just like we're losing against China, so we're gonna double down in the Western Hemisphere and do America first policies. We're gonna just basically take resources from over here and build up our shit here. So we're targeting Venezuela, and it's with and in order to justify a guy who's a president who's like, I've stopped 9 wars. I've stopped so many wars, and it's like he said the reason why he kept saying I've stopped so many wars is so he's like, I can have this war since I stopped 9 wars.
No, he's always had a hard on for Venezuela. In his first administration, he was talking about taking their oil. Now he's got Marco Rubio at the helm. He's the guy. What do they call it? Gusanos. He's like the white Cuban who is mad that the communists stole his slave plantation. Like that stereotype of a Cuban person, that is Marco Rubio. And so he's getting to do his dream of eventually getting to Cuba. But it's going to be through Venezuela first, right? There's more that they can. There's more like opportunity in taking Venezuela rather than Cuba, which we've economically destroyed already for decades. They don't have all the oil reserves that Venezuela has. But let's real quickly get back to this story of this guy who he's in prison right now for transporting zines. That is the level we're at. He his wife was rounded up in this protest in an ICE facility somewhere around Dallas that got hairy, and an ICE agent, someone working for the government, some Fed, was shot, and his wife did not do that. They know who shot that person. That person is in custody. I'm sure he's going to be locked away forever. His wife was maybe shooting off some fireworks, maybe vandalizing, It seemed like, and so this is what they're calling Antifa. It's just like these a type of activist who, like, the ones who do the direct actions, right? It's like you go to protest, there's like tiers of like people doing protests, right? And it's like there's the very bottom tier of like liberals who will go to like a No King protest every once in a while. Whenever Trump like first gets elected, they'll go to a protest and they'll stop. And then there's like the next level of like, okay, you're going fairly often, Free Palestine, BLM, whatever, you know kind of how it goes, when you want to go home. And then there's like the next tier down who they're like, we're going to wear all black. We might do some direct action. We might chain ourselves in front of people getting a home, people getting evicted. We might go and try to block the entrance to a company manufacturing weapons that's going to go to Palestine. These are the people they seem to be labeling as Antifa.
You've seen one battle after another? I feel like you haven't seen
I have not
okay.
seen that.
Well, it's for the people who have. It's the Leonardo DiCaprio, Tiana Taylor faction. They'll get that reference. You got to watch that movie. It's really good. But you'd like it.
All right, I'll watch it.
But yeah, it's the Antifa.
Because there's no, like, as in that FBI hearing, as in that congressional hearing, they can't really pinpoint any sort of terror, organized terror, when it comes to Antifa. What they can find is leftist activists doing direct actions and doing vandalism. And then, yes, it does get to, you can keep going down that road and you'll get someone who, like in this case, did shoot an ICE agent. That guy's in jail. He's going to be in prison forever. But I can guarantee you he's not part of some Al-Qaeda-esque terror organization.
Yeah,
it's just leftist activism.
But but the administration, it targets its political rivals, and that goes from not just like him Trump removing the Biden's family pardons. You remember when Joe Biden was like, "I'm going to pre-pardon my family because he's going to try to." He literally is going to try to go after my kids. So Joe Biden like pre-pardoned his kids. And then it's because we have a president who goes after political opponents, and that goes all the way down to he's galvanized his base to be like anybody who even has like leftist correct opinions, who like sees reality for what it is. Like, if you aren't objectively lying to yourself and don't want to live in like a white supremacist world or viewpoint of America, just like. If you reject that ideology, which you obviously should, if you just have a normal human heart, you are an enemy of the state. They are in control of the state. It's thought policing. It's literally thought policing, and it's like fucking 1984 ass shit where you're a person who has the rights that they fight. They're like, oh, we're America, Constitution. We're fighting for like rights of freedom of speech. It's so ironic the things that they yell. It's so loudly.
The Trump campaign in 2016 was being spearheaded by people who constantly commented 1984 on Facebook and were talking about a billionaire pedophile ring. 10 years later, we have 1984-esque thought policing going on with a guy who now we know the billionaire pedophile. Like they were making some points. They were dropping some bars in hindsight, but now that those things have actually been revealed, they want nothing to do with it.
It's the most beautiful part. This is how history is going to like play out. We're watching it. We watched it happen. When all this hopefully ends, and you take the Trump rhetoric and their actions, and you look at it in scope, and you see what they're yelling, and you see what they do, and you just realize it's all an admission of like what they're doing. Oh no, you can't say anything anymore. You can't say anything anymore. You can't say anything anymore. It's always like the pedophiles are everywhere. It's like the pedophiles are coming from inside the house. It's everything they say is an admission, and it's been that way since fucking 2016. It's always it's like the most advanced Freudian slip. It's like, fuck, it ain't no Freudian slip. And this shit, them niggas Freudian tumbling down the stairs. These niggas is like, just fucking everything they do.
Banana peels everywhere.
No, but anything they say, every single thing they say, like where they act like they're the victim, I know they're about to perpetrate. They're about to do that to other people.
That's how I feel about like the Israeli government. But when it comes to just like the regular Trump supporters, I just feel like they've been duped, and the level of irony just seems like a sort of side, like a sort of like a unintentional sort of aspect of it.
It just so happened. It just so happened that every single thing they do is always foreshadowed by them in their own chants. Lock her up. And then we turn around. This nigga need to be locked. Or Trump needs to be locked.
That it's their guy who's the guy that is guilty of the things that they're angry about.
Yeah, I just don't not see people seeing like in the future being like everything that they were just admitting shit. They were just like telling you what their playbook was gonna be.
Sure. Now, I wouldn't say admitting. It's not like they're pedophiles, but they're angry at pedophiles. The language and their main guy is a pedophile. I think that
their thought leaders who are, they go to these Republican think tanks and they come up with the Project 2025s and the Project 2026 and they come up with the language and rhetoric that it doesn't come out of vacuum. These are the Stephen Millers, the Jared Kushners of the world, the guy who's like pushing, I forgot his name. There's a guy who's pushing J.D. Vance, who's like, he has a certain, it's like Yarden.
I know who you're talking about, yeah.
Whatever his name is.
Billionaire guy.
These are all, they're the thought leaders and they come up with the language. Like the language of it is the most important thing because once they just find the rhetoric and they keep repeating it, it gets into their bases. Like it's the, whatever the anti-woke mind virus they have.
Yeah.
And I think that they be playing in our faces, and I do think that the people up top who coming up, I don't
think they're that good.
I know you don't think that.
I don't think they're like this is the next thing we're gonna say. I think they're constantly saying bullshit, and some of it sticks.
I think,
but most of it does not stick.
I think there's enough evidence in like behavioral psychology to understand how a group of mass people work, and I think there's enough people who you can call them like mad, like fake ass mad scientists, but for like it's what they had this in like Nazi fucking America. The reason why propaganda is so strong, people understand what propaganda is and how it works, and the repetition of it, and repetition of language, and how you keep repeating a message over and over and over. People start hum to that beat or whatever you want to call it. I do think the Republican Party we don't see it, but there is a level of the think tanks repeat this message over and over and over and over. And I do think there is the messages that they're coming up with. I do think these niggas know how to use language to incept your subconscious. And I know I'm going too deep, but I do think we have to go that deep. I do think you have to go into like what the essence of propaganda is, which is messaging, and how does that messaging work? It's through repetition. And like, okay, if I want a goal, what messaging do I need to I just think there's a lot more thought.
No, I get what you're, what the picture you're painting, I can't completely deny that people are at the very least working on that.
That's what I mean.
And you're right. Those think tanks, all that stuff, that's all about messaging, and that is what they're working on.
Woke, all these things that just popped up out of nowhere. They didn't pop up out of nowhere. They popped up from a think tank to say this is for 2025 for the next 4 months. Everybody say this. Everybody go after this. Or DEI. Everybody say this. Go after this. And now it's black pilots. It's all this. It's just all,
Antifa probably was like
literally.
Yeah.
How do you stop? They're literally using language that if you just stopped and like broke down the etymology of Antifa, anti-fascist. I hate that. Wait. Anybody with a human mind and knows what a fascism is like, I'm anti-fascist. They call Antifa leftists. They call them fascists. So in their mind, they'd be like anti-fascist. If they see communism, anything that's like close to communism or socialism, they'll call it fascist because it's the government.
Or someone who voted for Kamala Harris.
Fascist. Making them anti-fascist.
Anti-fascist.
But it's the same with, like with woke. Woke was a proper thing, but they use language and repetition to make you think.
Woke used to be about how the Greeks stole from the Egyptians.
It was.
No.
You will be woke once you understand Pythagoras is a lying son of a bitch. If you fuck with any of that bullshit, you think he invented triangles? That's crazy.
Hell no.
Nigga, triangles was around.
I used to think that back when I was asleep.
You were asleep.
But Ashton woke me up.
You up.
Yeah, you did.
Let you know that was a lying ass white man. And you believe, if you can see them lying about white history in America, what you think they think? You think they ain't gonna lie about the whole thing?
Yeah, bro, you sold me.
You don't think they just expanded on that? You think what? Greek gods is just your research. All right, I'm done. All right, we gotta go.
Yeah, we'll move on. But I'm sorry, we got a little distracted from this story. But I think we were having fun. But I'll just reiterate that this man, his wife was maybe shooting some fireworks. He was not even at the fucking protest. All he did was take some zines and move them from one house to another house. He's in federal prison for that shit. So this is a absolutely insane, absurd, terrifying story, and they released him on accident. Now he's back.
But did he go to jail? I do want to clarify. Did he go to jail because he went and did that interview? Was him going and doing that interview being like, I think
no, what it was that his wife was telling him, his wife was talking to him on the jail phone. Mm-hmm. The FBI was listening in on that, and then they tracked him driving from one house to another, and then arrested him, went in to see what he was transporting for her, because she told him to transport to move some stuff. Mm-hmm. And it was just like literally anarchist zines and like leftist artwork. And he is in prison around charges that are like, let me see. I don't have the exact charges in front of me, but they're saying that Antifa's terrorist. He's in federal prison right now. Yeah. He's facing charges of serious crimes.
Fucking shit.
Which again, they let him out on accident. This is the terrorists that they're so afraid of. They're letting them out on accident and then throwing them back in. So.